guess I'm
You
ready.
get in here.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I think so.
So close to you.
Hey, Jamboree Nation, this is Andy Knapp, Chief Revenue Officer of the Four Wheel Jamboree and host of a new show that we've put together. It's called Between Two Tires. My guest today, probably the best possible guest we could have on our premiere episode of this show, is President of Events Inc. and the Four Wheel Jamboree, Mr. Mike Moore. Hi, Mike.
What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good. So we've got viewers to send in questions, and I'm going to ask you some of those questions and get your take on it. You know, all the way to the top type thing. That makes sense?
I love it.
So first question, Mike, I think maybe just tell us a little bit about Events Inc. and how you came to acquire the Four Wheel Jamborees.
Yeah, so Events Inc. was started by Andy, Lee, and myself back in 2017. We mostly did monster truck shows. All three of us came from the Jamboree series, the Monster Nationals, all that. Mm-hmm. I ran the promotion company for 20 years, 25 years. And we got bought by Bonnier in 2015. I stayed with them for 4 years, decided I hated corporate America. And that's when we broke off. Fast forward to 2023. Joe Pagano calls me. Everybody knows Joe Pagano.
Big Joe.
The idiot on the stage. And says Bonnier has driven so many of the shows that they bought from us into the ground, basically. So we did a deal with them to purchase their two, what they call garage sales. One's here in Indy, one's in Springfield, Missouri. And I thought we were done with them. And then lo and behold, Joe Bacano calls me again in, I guess, March maybe of this year, and said they wanted to sell the Jamborees. And I told Joe, I'm not interested. They've destroyed those shows. I don't know that we can bring them back. Well, word got out to some past employees of the promotion company, also some club members that have been at the Indianapolis Jamboree for 25, 30 years, probably longer than me. And people kept asking me, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? And I'm like, you guys could do this. Go ahead. They go, well, we need your leadership to do this. And they finally convinced me. We put together 8 investors. We all pooled our money together, took it out of our retirement funds, whatever. And we bought them. And here we are today. The end.
Awesome.
The beginning. How's that?
The beginning, yeah. What's neat about it is those of you that remember the history of the Four Wheel Jamboree, it started in 1984.
At the Marion County
Fairgrounds. At the Marion County Fairgrounds in Indianapolis. We got up to, over the last, up that period up until now, the Jamboree series was part of a bigger series, but I think we had as many as 7 or 8 Jamborees.
9, I think 9 a year. Yeah. And then also
year.
We did another 9 car shows on top of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that being, tell me what the fact that Events Inc. owning the Four Wheel Jamboree, how is that going to be different from a big Swedish publishing company?
Yeah, I could tell you that. It's pretty simple. We give a shit. Obviously, the people that came to me, Joe and Leonard and Andy, Lee, Christy, all the people that you guys are going to know, you've known them for years. We grew up with the Jamborees. We helped build them. We know tons of the participants by name and by face. And you don't get the caring with the large corporation. What you have is all these guys at the top, and they never even seen a Jamboree. You never even see them at a Jamboree. And they issue orders, and it basically gets to a to-do list, and some guy making $36,000 a year, he's got to go to the Jamboree, and he doesn't really give a shit about the participant experience or even making participants happy, And we know, our group knows, including you, Andy, that without the participants and the racers, then these things don't exist.
Don't exist.
And it's pretty easy to listen to people and try to give them what they want. We're gonna fuck up. I know that. We're not gonna make all the right decisions, but it's not for lack of trying or listening. I don't think you're going to walk into our show office and no one's going to be there because we're all going to be out on the grounds talking to you guys and making sure, solving problems, making sure you're having a good time. They didn't do that. If you had a question at a Jamboree, you couldn't find a Bonnier employee to answer it. So,
You're right.
Hopefully we know the answers. If we don't, we'll find them out and then we'll meet you at night at the campgrounds, drinking the heterosexual of beers.
I think it's interesting too that just through, I guess, maybe osmosis.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it means just by being around it and sucking. I know you know what it means. Well, I know you know what it means, but everybody knows the answers to things and where to get them. Like for instance, my time here has been spent in marketing and sales. But if somebody asks me a question about a competition, some element of the competition, I probably already asked that, or I know the first person to speak with to get it right from the horse's mouth, and I think that's something that's pretty cool. Absolutely. Big question that we've had, probably the number one question that we've had from everybody is, are there plans?
Can you hold that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to ask the question while you're grabbing another beer. So those of you that know, we had jamborees in different cities. Some that come up are Lima, Ohio, Springfield, Missouri, Burlington, Vermont, Anderson, South Carolina. Lots and lots of different places over the years. So as Mike comes back into frame, are there plans to expand the Jamboree?
You can't give me a heart attack. Do we have specific plans at this point? No. But we're certainly open to it. I mean, we've had a lot of people, when I say a lot, 50, 60 people begging us to bring back the Lima Jamboree. And we would look at that. I mean, Lima's going to be tough because the people in Wapakoneta kind of morphed their show into kind of a Jamboree. But starting a new show, it has a lot of moving elements. You got to have a fairgrounds that's available and that works. And, putting our own personal money at risk is tough. But if the right opportunity and enough participants said, yeah, we'd go, and enough vendors, hell yeah, why not?
And I would even go further to say it's interesting. Once when Events Inc. acquired these shows, the shows were a little broken, but there's still a lot to them. Indy and Bloomsburg are great shows that have been going on for 37 in Bloomsburg, and I think 43 respectively for the Indy Jamboree. The shows were a little broken, and we tried to do some things to get the name out that, hey, we're the new owners. But when we say new, we mean the old guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think that
under old management.
Yeah, that's pretty good to know. I like that. But where was I going with that?
I don't know where to put my hands.
I just think it's neat. No, I don't know where I'm going on that. It took just like it took a leap of faith for this company to buy the Jamborees, it also took a leap of faith from our participants to come back, and where the participants are, the vendors follow. And I thought we had a great, we better than expected in Bloomsburg. We're really fired up about Indianapolis. So that's all I wanted to say on that. Speaking of vendors and sponsors and things like that, how many vendors are there gonna be at the show this year?
At Indy?
Yeah.
Well, let me start by saying Bloomsburg, I think we had over 40 vendors. The Midway looked better than it did in 2023. It's still a lot of people that we're pursuing to come back and support. Indy, I think right now we're at about 40 vendors. Mm-hmm. Again, a lot of room to expand. But we are getting some national recognition, and thanks to our new chief revenue officer, this morning we just closed a deal with Yokohama Tires and Tire Rack and Discount Tire
Yeah.
to be the name and title of the Indianapolis Jamboree. Now, we're 3 weeks out, so you're not going to see their big rig and stuff like that, but you are going to see their support. And then they got some big things planned for 2024 and beyond.
Yep.
And with that, it's going to, other national brands are going to notice that, and they're going to call us, and they're going to want to come. And
Yep.
so, I always say, like, if you're doing an event, you're either spiraling up or you're spiraling down the drain, right? Well, Bonnier had these shows spiraling down the drain. I think this point with the national sponsor, we've kind of stopped, and now we're going to start going back up.
Absolutely.
And everybody come along for the ride.
That's a great way to say that. And just so you know, Yokohama, vis-a-vis Tire Rack and or Discount Tire are on. They're doing a 4-year sponsorship. So that type of thing is huge because it gives us then
Stability,
the power
for sure.
and the stability and to build things up, to take maybe more risks down the line. Definitely get the best people involved in that in everything. Mike, anything else you want to say in closing?
In closing, sign up for the Jamboree. Come on out. Say hi. One of the things we did when we bought these things is we put my phone number out there to everybody, and so I get a lot of calls from participants. We talk. I'm learning a lot, and feel free to call me anytime or see me on a golf cart. Hop on and let's chat.
Yep, you're going to see these faces and probably a bunch of other faces that you know throughout the weekends. So we are excited for the 43rd annual Tire Rack 4-Wheel Jamboree Fall Nationals, driven by Yokohama. We're excited about
Sell
that.
you the seat, but you only need the edge.
So, hey, that was our first episode. What do you think? I think we did a pretty good job.
Pretty corny, yeah. I
It
like
was corny. It was corny, and I don't know what to do with my hands. But
I thought it was great.
hey, everybody, we'll see you in Indy, September 13th, 14th, and 15th, Indiana State Fairgrounds.
Be there.
Let's go, 4-Wheel Jamboree.